Welcome to the City Show. I'm your host, Dr. Tom Krieger. On this week's episode, we're going to preview Let's Lebanon. That's our annual coming out party for Lebanon's business community. Speaking on previews, we'll also hear about the Lebanon Theatre Company's upcoming production of musical comedy Murders. Well, that sounds like a little different approach to me, but up first, did you know there's an election coming up next month on March 17th? Yep, it's true. There's several school levies on the ballot, including Issue 9, which is a renewal levy for Lebanon City Schools. Here to tell us about this is Todd Yohey. Welcome to the City Show, the superintendent, someone who's definitely qualified. Didn't we just do this?
Doc, thanks for having me. It does seem like we just did this last November.
Okay.
Although this is an entirely different levy and a different form of levy. Last November, our community graciously supported a levy to add additional revenue to our budget, which allows us to continue operating as we've been operating in the past.
Okay.
The levy next month on March 17th is a renewal levy.
Yeah.
So it's a levy that actually was originally passed by our community in 2005 as a 3-year limited term levy, and it's been renewed every 3 years since that time. So
it's not extra taxes.
Correct.
It's just, we'll continue to pay
Yes,
this,
it's not extra taxes. It's revenue that we already use in our budget, and this is just our community's opportunity to renew that revenue source.
Okay. Apparently, Ohio's method for paying for schools technically is illegal, but it's the only one we have, so we have to live with it. Even though we just passed a levy back in November, we got another one just 4 months later. Can you explain the differences generally in the two levies?
Yeah, last November we had a budget shortfall due to our revenue hadn't increased since 2011, although certainly expenses increased during that time, and that's one of the issues with how schools are funded in Ohio. When a school district passes a levy for revenue, that revenue is capped at the dollar amount. And so it can only generate the same amount of money, each year. But if our expenses were capped, then it wouldn't be an issue. But of course, expenses over time increase just like they do for a household. Our utilities go up. Our health insurance is a big factor that go up. What it takes to attract and maintain teachers and staff members changes over time. And so eventually, Ohio's system forces school districts to go back to their community to ask for increases in revenue. And that's what last November was. And like I said, next month, that is just a renewal levy. And so we're just asking the community to renew for another 3 years, the same levy that they've approved 5 times in the past.
And you have to go back and explain what this one's paying for?
Well, we do. I think that, it's an operating levy, so it helps us pay for current operations. And, we do feel a need to explain the renewal levy process when it comes up, even though our community, I think, is well-versed and educated about a renewal levy and the fact that it does not increase taxes. It just continues a levy that has currently been passed. And I would say the support that our community has shown over the years in Lebanon is proof that they understand and get what a renewal levy means. And there are actually some savings to our taxpayers in running our levies as renewals versus continuing term. And since this levy was passed in 2005, it is still subject to a 12.5% homestead exemption and rollback, which our taxpayers receive. If that levy would go away and we would have to run a new levy, then that 12.5% homestead exemption rollback would not be in place anymore because they changed that legislation. That's no longer offered in Ohio. But if you have a levy on the books that was passed, sort of grandfathered
Yeah,
in.
yeah.
So we can still get that 12.5% for our taxpayers if they approve
Okay.
the levy sometime this year.
Is our community unique, or do all communities have to go through this? Is this
No, all communities have to go
Okay.
through this in some form or another. There are some school districts that have all continuing levies.
Yeah.
They just need to go back to their taxpayers from time to time to increase the revenue.
Yeah.
A lot of districts are like Lebanon. We have some continuing levies from a long time ago. And then Lebanon has, over the years, relied on this renewal process to continue the revenue that they currently have. And, I think it is a good accountability piece.
Okay.
For our taxpayers to be able to, every 3 or 4 or 5 years, go back to the
Relook,
ballot
yeah.
to approve,
Yeah.
a source of funding for the district. And certainly, it's important for a school district to maintain the trust of the community,
Yeah.
especially with finances, because, if you do anything to ruin that trust, then you're just, giving people an opportunity or a reason to vote
Yeah.
no on a renewal. And of course, when that happens, the funding goes away and it hurts kids.
Well, it looks like our city's growing. Is our student population growing also?
It is not. Our student population has been pretty flat the last 10 or 11 years. I know a lot of people, it feels like maybe we've grown, but we have not. If you look at our student enrollment numbers, they don't vary much over the past 10 or 11 years.
So what factors into running the cost up to where?
Well, any operations that we have, and you think of everything that goes into operating a school district. So, our major cost is people. We're a people-oriented business. It takes a lot of people to take care of 5,600 students and educate them and meet their needs on a daily basis, and get them back and forth to school and feed them lunch and provide safety and security and those types of things. So that all takes funding, and those costs, increase over the years. Transportation is a big part of our district and an expensive part of our operations. And when you look at the price of fuel, when you look at the price of fleet insurance, when you look at general maintenance on a vehicle and parts and those type, and to pay mechanics and so on. So those costs certainly increase. The cost of educational materials increases over time. Paper costs increase over time. And so if you just think about everything that goes into operating a school district, it would be, I think, unrealistic to think that those costs just remain flat over a period of time. That trajectory certainly is upwards. We do all we can to control those costs. But certainly, some of that is out of our control, utility costs and those types of things. But health care is a big one. But we do all we can to protect our funds and to protect our taxpayers' money. And I think the proof in that is the fact that, we are one of the lowest expenditure per pupil districts in the state.
Yeah.
We're in the lowest 5 or 6%.
I was just going to ask, where do we rank?
Yeah, there are not a lot of school districts in our state that spend less per student than Lebanon does. And that's just good fiscal management and making sure that you get the most out of every dollar.
Well done. That's good stuff to hear.
Yeah, and that, it certainly isn't me. There are a lot of people in our district that understand that our funds are limited. We're all public servants. We work for our community, and I think one of the expectations of our community should be that we protect their tax dollars.
And you've been doing this for Lebanon for about 6 years now?
This is my 4th year in Lebanon. I've been a school superintendent for 16 years.
Okay.
And I've been involved in a lot of levy.
We were talking earlier about do you have to be a teacher? Are most people teachers before becoming? And you were a teacher.
Yes.
You taught chemistry.
I did teach chemistry. I would say the most common tract for a school superintendent is a teacher first. They start in the classroom and then become an administrator of some type, maybe a building principal or an assistant principal, and then eventually central office, and then move into the superintendent's chair.
You're a CEO of a
$54 million company.
Yeah. So who stands alongside you and helps you with all this stuff? The
Well,
school board?
certainly our school board, is involved in policy making. They hire the superintendent and the treasurer. Eric Sotzing is our school treasurer.
Yeah.
He's been in that role now, I think, for 12 years here in Lebanon,
Okay.
and has done a tremendous job. All clean audits every year. We're audited every single year as a state requirement, and those have been, good, clean audits.
Yeah.
Eric also is kind of from the same school of thought that I am, that we have to be fiscally conservative
Good.
and make sure that every dollar we spend is going towards something that our community would support.
Are there certain areas of education that are putting more demands as far as cost? I mean, with computers, I imagine the cost with computers.
Yeah, technology certainly has become a part of
Yeah.
our instructional program. One good thing about technology is that it tends to decrease in cost over time.
Okay.
If you look at the cost of a laptop now versus 10 years
Yeah.
ago, it's significantly
Yeah.
less. We use a lot of Chromebooks, which are a good tool for our students that are just a couple $100 each, and that's where students are learning today, and we have to make sure that we're sort of meeting
Yeah.
students where they're at, because every kid's carrying around a computer in their hand, and if we would be kidding ourselves if we don't think they're learning from that. It might not be things we want them to learn or support, so we need to make sure we're providing guidance and instruction so that they're learning content and good skills through the use of our technology. But
Well,
yeah.
I guess the metric that you guys probably have to watch is it's about the kids. So how are the kids doing once they get out of school, when they get to college, when they get in the military, or if they get to a trade school? How do you track that as a component of your success?
Yeah, Lebanon students, Lebanon graduates have been very successful after high school. And again, you mentioned some of them go to college. A good portion of them go to college. We have some kids that go into the military. We have some that go maybe into a trade school or right into the workforce, perhaps. And we certainly want to make sure that all of our students, regardless of what their plans might be after high school, are prepared to be as successful as they can in whatever the direction they choose to go. And some of that, we just do through having students back, and we talk to them about their experiences, and we like to talk to students who have graduated a few years ago, so that we can ask them questions about, what could we have done better to prepare you for college or to prepare you for the military. And we always get good responses back from kids that they felt prepared, that they felt much more prepared than some of their classmates.
Nice.
So that's always good to hear. So I would say that our kids are knocking it out.
Maybe I'm wrong. It seems like there might be more of a shift now toward technical or even trade type jobs. How do you address that?
Well, we have a pretty strong work development program at Lebanon, particularly at our high school, and we've increased that workforce development programming quite a bit over the last 3 or 4 years. And I don't know if I would say it's as much a switch to technical careers or technical degrees. I think it's more a shift away from you have to have a college degree to be successful and to be financially successful. I don't think that's the case for every kid. A lot of our students are taking gap years. They're taking a year off after they graduate to sort of figure out what they want to do, and we're trying. We've made a lot of changes to try and help guide students while they're still in high school towards, what are your interests? Where do you, what do you think about these jobs? And we're sending kids out on internships, on co-ops, just to get a feel, for what it's like to be in a field that they might be interested in. And so, our folks who are responsible for that, I think, do a great job with that programming, and I know the kids who participate in that are pretty grateful that when they decide that this is something they really want to pursue, and sometimes they say, "This is not for me," and they don't waste money on a 4-year degree, perhaps in a field that they.
And they'll be paying for it for a while.
Yes.
So this levy that's coming up now, 3 years down the road, are we going to have to see this again and revote it again?
We're running it as a 3-year levy again.
Okay.
Again, keep in mind, if we alter that or change that, we would lose, our taxpayers would lose that 12.5% exemption and rollback. So it's important that we keep that the same. But you might remember when we were back in November talking, we talked about being able to merge a couple of renewal levies to sort of get us out of being on the ballot so often. So when this levy expires in 3 years, if our community passes it, it will expire at the same time that the one we passed in November.
Okay.
So we'll be able to combine those two issues into one issue without an increase in taxes.
Okay.
It'll just be a matter of getting us out of one cycle of the, because it seems like we're on the ballot all the time. I know that. I know people feel that way. I feel that way. And levy fatigue is a real thing. But it's the system that we have, and what we're trying to do is create a system where we're not on the ballot as often, and we'll need our community's help to do that.
You're representing all that stuff real well. If you had an opportunity to give your best sales pitch on this levy, here it is. What would you say?
Well, I would say that, I think our kids deserve a quality education, and we're providing a quality education for our kids in Lebanon with the resources that we currently have, and the March 17th ballot just allows us to continue those same resources to provide that quality education without increasing taxes.
So March 17th is the date. What about early voting? Can you get
early
out there
voting?
For early
just
voting?
Started.
I love early voting.
Yep, I do too.
Because the thing you hate about voting is those lines. So
and
it already started.
It already started, and if for the hours and days for that, you can just go to the Warren County Board of Elections website, and they have all that information on there.
Is there anything else that we missed on this topic?
I don't think so. I just appreciate an opportunity to answer questions.
Thanks for everything you do. I mean, this has got to be a huge part, and you almost make it. You got a smile on your face. You almost make it enjoyable. So, thanks for your attitude. And
well, I don't want to go on record as saying running a levy is enjoyable, because it certainly is.
It'd be just an outright lie.
That would be an outright lie.
Well, thanks for being here, Todd. Hey, we'll be back to preview Let's Lebanon right after this break.
Break your fast food habit at Kelly's Meats and Deli at 1001 West Main Street in Lebanon. Stop in for a quick lunch featuring made-to-order sandwiches, tasty sides, and mouth-watering daily specials. For dinner, Kelly's offers fresh-cut steaks, chops, and seafood, plus a variety of prepared dishes that only need to be reheated. You'll also find a large selection of high-quality wine and beer that can make any meal a special event. Kelly's Meats and Deli, open 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Tuesday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturday, now open for dinner Saturdays 6 to 9 p.m. And remember, we cater too.
Your hometown source, the Lebanon Channel, is now on YouTube.
I know how fortunate I am.
Just search City of Lebanon, Ohio to connect with everything that's happening right here.
And that's going to be an exciting part about this walking tour.
Subscribe to receive exclusive local content available only on the Lebanon Channel.
Wow, Neil Armstrong's coming to my launch. I was so excited about that.
That's the City of Lebanon, Ohio, now on YouTube.
That's what makes this Lebanon, Ohio a great place to live.
Yeah. When it comes to healthcare, the most common question I get is, are you on our insurance? Well, we're probably not, because we don't accept insurance, but our prices are extremely fair and you're going to get great care. So if your plan is to get great care, we are your plan. We offer chiropractic, fitness programs, massage, and clinical nutrition. So if you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, call our office, schedule for a free consultation so we can discuss any question you have and get you well.
Call now to schedule your free initial consultation.
I've been driving a truck for 40 years now. If people knew what I know, lives could be saved. Like that trucks can't stop quickly. It takes my 80,000-pound truck 200 yards to come to a complete stop. So I always do my best to give a lot of cushion. It helps when other drivers realize that and do the same. Please give trucks the space we need so we can all stay safe. It's our roads. It's our safety.
Welcome back to the City Show. I got some great friends on the couch. Each year, the Lebanon Area Chamber of Commerce holds a business showcase to give our residents an opportunity to get to know our businesses and collect a pile of new pens and other great things. Faye and Jerry, Oaks.
Yep. Yes.
That's my chiropractor coming on me. Ouch. Sorry about that. And Krista Huffman, who works at Lebanon Preschool. Way to go. I just appreciate people who are working with little kids. That's amazing. And you're part of the planning committee for the event with an emphasis on entertainment. You guys are here to tell us about everything that we can see and do at Let's Lebanon. Welcome to the City Show, guys. So when and where is Let's Talk Lebanon?
It's when is Saturday, March 7th.
Okay.
Where is Lebanon High School, 8:30 to 1.
Okay, fantastic. And there's some other, the Rotary has a pancake breakfast. And what time is that, Faye?
That's from 8 to 1.
8 to 1.
Yeah.
Okay, so
They can get in a little early.
you can get down there and bring your family down, get an affordable breakfast. All you can eat, probably.
Well,
With
actually,
vegetarians?
the Rotary
flyer
pancake breakfast is, as Faye had mentioned, it's 8 to 1.
Yeah.
And we have a special treat this year.
Yeah.
Historically, the Rotary members have been making the pancakes, but this year we've decided to do a little something different. So it's going to be exciting. The kids are going to have a lot of fun. We're going to have a business that actually makes the pancakes, and they call the pancake flipper.
Okay.
So he actually tosses the pancakes, and the kids catch them on their plates. So it'll be entertaining as well as yummy.
Well, let's hope they know what they're doing, because we'll see. That could turn. Hopefully, it's a qualified flapjacker.
Well, we got some Rotary volunteers that are there to pick up the pancakes.
I hate to see some kids get hit with the uncooked side of a pancake.
That's part of the entertainment.
It could be, yeah. So speaking of entertainment, aside from the kids getting hit with a pancake in the face, what other types of entertainment are we going to see?
Lots of entertainment this year. We have the aerial artists from Springboro.
Okay.
We have dance kids, and we have the Voices of Warren County.
Okay.
Back again this year. Grand Ole Opry will be there.
Nice.
The high school choir and the band will be there. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds like a festive event.
Like,
what does an aerial artist do?
Oh, like the silk artists.
Yeah.
They have an apparatus that they do.
They hang from the ceiling and spin around and stuff? Okay.
They're talented,
I've seen some fitness classes like that.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I would pay to see Jerry attempt that and flip some pancakes.
Yeah, you want some more business, don't
time,
you?
right?
Well, I like that too.
That could be entertaining.
So the Rotary, and they do so much. Can we give them a plug as far as, do you know where the funds go? I saw it was $4 for a child and $6 for an adult.
That's right.
And they probably have scholarships or something.
There's a whole range of different things that the Rotary does in the community, and scholarships is certainly one of them. And Rotary does a lot of different things, volunteer time, all volunteer, and any money that we collect definitely goes back all 100% to the community.
Now you and Faye, you guys own a small business in town. Can you tell us a little bit about what you do?
We do. We have a community magazine. It's called Town Money Saver. And what Town Money Saver does, it affords the local businesses and the community an opportunity to talk to everybody in the local community. It mails to monthly to 18,000 mailboxes. Wow. And you may have seen items like this that we mailed with our magazine. This went out to 18,000. It's all about the calendar of events in the community. So it's an opportunity to mail to all the various members of the community.
I love how you tie community together and how you guys do your job. And it's a neat fit for you guys to be ambassadors for this event. It's really fitting. And you're on the committee too, and you work with the kids. Can you tell us a little bit about what you do at the Presbyterian Church with the kids?
Sure. I'm financial manager at the preschool and daycare. We serve about 110 families that come in for either part-time preschool or full-time daycare. There's a mix of both. And we're kind of we have about 18 all-women working at the daycare, and we all work together well, and it's a pretty small daycare, so we all get to do a little bit of everything.
Okay.
And we love belonging to the chamber, and it just helps us get.
How does the preschool benefit by chamber involvement?
A lot of people ask that, but There are so many opportunities that the chamber puts on. Like they'll do a lunch and learn every month, and you can go and learn about different services in the community. There's insurance benefits that you can access with the chamber if you're a member of the chamber. And we don't advertise, so we strictly go by word of mouth. So it's just an opportunity for us to get involved in the community and get our name out there and be visible, more visible to the public.
Nice.
And we like to be community involved as a center. So.
Jerry?
I'd like to also acknowledge the leadership of the local Chamber of Commerce, Angie Smith and Melissa Fritsch, who coordinate all this. And through the recruiting of the ambassadors, they do a phenomenal job in the local community supporting the small businesses. And that's what this is all about, is to help the community support the small businesses in the area. And the Chamber does a great job with that. So all the volunteers, it's incredible how many people are involved behind the scenes to make this happen.
I don't know how they do it. I mean, it's just
They're
amazing.
everywhere.
But grateful. Hey, door prizes. Free stuff. You can win some things, right?
Absolutely. Yes.
Tell us about the door prizes.
$1,000 cash.
Get out of here.
That's from
who's donating that?
Lebanon Ford.
Oh my goodness.
And then a 55-inch screen TV from Minuteman Press. There's the Echo Smart speaker. A mini pad. A round of golf for 4 with a cart. It's shake and run.
Oh my goodness.
And every booth, we have over 100 booths.
You get a raffle ticket for every booth you go to?
Yes. And every booth has at least a $25 giveaway.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you get there early and you get to all the places, do you increase your odds of winning the grand prize? Because each booth has their own raffle plus the grand raffle.
Right.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
All right. I got
Lots
this
of prizes
figured out.
available.
I know my wife is going to be there. Her business has a booth. And,
yeah.
and she did quite well. She said it was a great event. I usually go down there and just kind of hobble around and say hi to people. And it's like a homecoming. It really is. It's a nice environment, and
it's a community affair.
And it's a heated event.
Yes.
Okay, they're going to have
Not
the heater going, so if it's real cold and nasty outside, it's like, what are we going to do? Come on down.
Last year we had over 4,000 people through.
Did you really?
We're anticipating more this year.
Yeah, and this year it's called Celebrate Lebanon.
Let's Lebanon.
Let's Lebanon.
It was community affair.
It was Lebfest years ago, wasn't it?
It was. Yes.
So did you discover? Let's celebrate.
It's not so much as it's not a business event. They've got something for all ages.
Okay.
It's a community affair.
So what other features of Let's Lebanon would you like to highlight?
I'll tell you about some of the kids' activities that are going to be there. If your family is going through and you want something to entertain your kids, their Market 640, which is a local business, they're going to have paint a flower pot and plant wildflowers. The Warren County Soil and Water is going to be doing a program for kids. They're not sure what that is, but they always do fun programs. It usually involves dirt and worms and water.
Kids love that.
Yes. Our booth, the Presbyterian Church, we're going to have a booth there, and we're going to do crafts and face painting. And then
we've got
there's one
cartoon
other. There's there's going to be somebody who's going to draw caricatures.
And it's free.
Well, that's fun.
Yes,
lots
for the kids. Yeah,
it's also an opportunity for the consumers. Should they be in the market to get their house painted or their lawn fertilized, or
meet all these great people.
A whole range of different services are going to be available. They can talk to the business owners.
That's a great
right
point.
there on the spot. And if they need to have that product done, they can make that happen right there.
So once again, what's the date and the hours of this wonderful event?
March 7th.
Okay.
8:30 to 1.
And can you still sign up? Do you have booths available?
We do have
for
some
businesses?
booths still available.
Okay.
Yes.
And is there a cost for the businesses to get involved in this?
Yeah, depending on what size booth, around $150.
Okay, which is
this year
very
they've got
reasonable.
that special going on again. If you're not a chamber member, your booth price goes towards your chamber membership, which is a great deal. You get your booth for free.
Yeah, you got us on that last time, and we were glad we did it. So
we're glad you did.
Thank you. That's great structure. Is there anything else that we've missed?
I think we pretty much covered it.
I think it's a great opportunity to go visit with friends, make new friends,
network,
spend some quality time together with the local community, and support what drives this community, and that's the small businesses. So it's a great way to do all those and some.
Well, thanks guys for what you do, and best wishes on that event. And this is which one now? How many have we had? Is this our 5th one, the festival?
Oh gosh, good question.
I think it's got to be about 5.
Oh, I'm sure it's 5. Yeah. At least.
Well,
we need to find that out.
Keep it up. It will be back to preview a hilarious comedy from Lebanon Theatre Company called Musical Comedy Murders of 1940 right after this break.
Right now at Bob Pulte Chevrolet, save up to $9,000 on a new Equinox or save up to $7,000 on a new Trax. With discounts like these and the best trade value guarantee, why shop anywhere else? Shop 24/7 at bobpulte.com and you'll love the Pulte price.
Since 1954, Hardee's Interiors has been providing quality furnishings for homes in and around Lebanon, Ohio. Today, you'll still find quality antique and vintage furniture along with new Made in America furniture of all styles. At Hardee's, you can create a mix of furniture and accessories that truly reflects your personality, all made to last a lifetime. Designers are welcome and so are you. Hardee's Interiors at 208.5 Wright Avenue or online at hardeesinteriors.com.
So there you are, shuffling through a stack of resumes and you come to mine. This is it, first impression, my way in. But can my resume show you how I truly stand out? Like that I was studying, going to night school while working 2 jobs just to help my parents pay for groceries. Or being the first one to always step up. No, that's something you just can't put on paper. Look beyond the resume and discover new ways to develop great talent that is dedicated, hardworking, and determined like me.
When I was your age, I was just like you, fascinated by stars. But now I get to search for life in the universe. And who knows, maybe life is looking for us too.
So we're like aliens to them?
Yeah. Does anyone want to be a scientist now?
I do.
Awesome. We need more girls in STEM.
Maybe we can find aliens.
It's auto show time at Bob Pulte Chevrolet. Save up to $16,500 on a new Silverado. Save up to $10,000 on a new Blazer. With discounts like these and the best trade value guarantee, why shop anywhere else? Shop 24/7 at bobpulte.com and you'll love the Pulte price.
Welcome back. Lebanon Theatre Company's latest season of plays all feature something to do with murder. You're killing me, right? I don't know whose idea that is, but I'm sure it's fun. The musical comedy Murders of 1940 is up next, and here to tell us all about it are Gwendolyn Gay, Abby Smith, and Woody Goldsmith. As I understand, this play is a comedy, but it's not a musical. Is that right?
Not a musical, but it is a comedy, and there's lots of murder mystery.
Okay.
So if you like Clue, you'll love this show.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what's the basic story told in the play?
So there's a bunch of people coming for a backers audition to a mansion, and they're trying to get funding for their new Broadway show. But there's also this whole thing of there's been a killer on the loose, and they're trying to figure out who that is. So it's a lot of mistaken identities, a lot of crazy doors here and there, and running around and hijinks.
Now, Abby, you're the director?
I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long have you been doing this?
Theater in general, I've been doing all my life, but I used to direct before I moved here to Ohio and took a sabbatical off directing, and now I'm back doing it. So it's
Do you
really
like being behind the camera more than in front of the camera?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I like the artistic side and getting to kind of make those types of decisions.
So now, who wrote this, and has it been performed on Broadway before?
I don't think it was performed on Broadway. It was off-Broadway type of thing. Mm-hmm.
And what attracted you to this play enough to want to stage it here in Lebanon? Do you make those choices, or are you involved in that?
So you can submit a show to the
Yeah.
theater. Anyone who wants to direct can submit a show, and hopefully it's chosen. But it's chosen by an artistic committee at the theater.
Okay.
So I wanted to do this one because it's really fun. It's just a good night of entertainment.
Yeah.
So you'll go and you'll laugh, and it's fun to have a set that is unconventional too. So.
Okay. Who do you play in this?
I play Roger. He writes all the songs, and it's kind of funny because I do not play any musical instruments, and I do not sing.
Okay.
So I play I have written all the songs for the musical that they're going to be performing in the show.
Okay.
I'm kind of an eccentric character who's friends with Gwen's character who plays Bernice. We're kind of the songwriting team behind the show, and we kind of have all these like snide remarks and kind of those like classic 1940s witty characters who just have all the right things to say at the right time.
Right.
And Gwen, what about your character?
My character is so fun to play. She is, she's like he said, very eccentric. She's the lyricist, so she's the one writing the lyrics to the musical. And she comes from a background of old Hollywood and kind of known for her name, but I don't think she's very good at what she does. Okay. She thinks she's good at what she does, but she's not.
Yeah, that's funny. Now, I understand this has a big cast. Okay, any other people that we might recognize, or any roles that you that are worthy of describing?
Michael Klein, he's done several things there.
Yeah.
He's one of the main people in the show. Gina Davidson is from Lebanon, and she's been doing a lot with the theater company for about the last 7 years. So there's a few people that have really been around, and some new faces too. Yeah. We have 3 people who have never done a show here in our cast. So that's really exciting to have new people.
So when you have people coming back and performing again, is that a draw? I mean, do they have people who just, man, they love them? It's like, when are you performing again? I want to see you. Where they follow them.
I mean, everybody has a fan club, right? Everybody has groupies. Okay. So, yeah.
I don't have any groupies. Oh, gosh. Okay. Anyway, go ahead.
No,
maybe after the show I'll get a groupie.
Maybe. Yeah, you can have auditions for groupies. But, everybody has their little group that comes. But I think also when you recognize the name, it's always fun to see what they've played in the past and what they're playing now, and kind of, like anyone you see in a movie or something that's played several different types of characters. So that's cool to get to see that.
So Woody, do you like comedies? Is this?
Oh, I love comedies. Okay. I think they're so much fun, and it's great to work with this cast who, I know a lot of them, but like Abby said, like this is a mix kind of the people that I've known for a couple years and people that I'm just meeting, and it's so fun to do comedies with big groups because everyone gets to laugh and spend time together and just have fun, and it's just a great time.
So how long have you been working with this group of people for this performance? How much time do you have in so far?
Oh gosh, so we've been working for 4 weeks.
Yeah, 3 or 4 weeks.
3 or 4 weeks, and we have about 2.5 weeks left, which seems like a lot of time, but it's going to sneak up on us.
Right.
How many people are involved in a production as far as preparing for this and coming together every?
So our cast is 10, and then we have people who build the set, who design the set, props, costumes, lights. Sound, and those are all separate people that come in to do all those things. Not to mention producers, and then just the theater company itself.
So does the theater company have those people set aside and they're always there, or do you have to go out and get people to do the sets new each time?
It depends. Our set designer for this show is actually an actor in the show, so that's really exciting. He gets to interact with the set practically, so that's good for him. But the theater company does provide some of those people, but sometimes we go out and ask people to join us.
Yeah.
So.
But that's what's great about community theater is that these volunteers are part of the community, and they want to be a part of it. So everyone, definitely everyone on stage is a volunteer, but most of the crew is volunteer as well.
So do you enjoy the role, the comedy role component? Or
I do. I don't usually do comedy. I like crying on stage. I like crying on cue. And I definitely never do musicals. Luckily, there's no real singing in this show. But yeah, it's so much fun. I think the fact that it is an ensemble cast and that everyone has just eccentric, everyone's character is so funny. Everyone has really strong comedy in this show. So that has been the best part is playing off different characters in this show.
So what do you struggle with anything as far as bringing all these personalities together? Is that challenging as a director? Do you have any things that you like or dislike being a
director?
Yeah.
I really enjoy creating one cohesive piece of this show that we're coming up with, that using everyone's talents, bringing it together, and getting to entertain an audience for a night. It seems very quick and very fleeting, but it's also so rewarding to see that final product and to have these people that are very, very different. I mean, we all go to our jobs throughout the day and then come to the theater at night, so we're all very different people, but becoming a family and working as a team is really, really rewarding in my opinion.
Yeah, you guys must just really love this, because after coming from work and then you got to be on.
Yes, and
some of us have families too.
And they're doing
little
really
kids,
physical things. I mean, they're falling on the floor, they're jumping on each other, they're jumping off furniture, they're running.
That's just all over the stage. I'm always changing.
Are you talking about the kids that come to watch? Or are you talking about everyone else?
No, our actors. So it's a very physical piece. So they're exhausted when they leave rehearsals too. So,
Wow. Sounds like a workout. So you're not able to go to the gym after, so you
don't need
come
to.
There and burn calories. So how are things going as far as ticket sales?
So our ticket sales are going really, really well. In fact, for our first two performances of our first weekend are nearly sold out.
Okay.
That's Friday and Sunday. So we still have a few for Saturday, and the following weekend is getting there. So if people want tickets, now's the time to get them, because we're going to sell out for sure.
And what's the upcoming date? What's the first date coming up?
So March 6th through March 15th. It runs both weekends, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Okay, and just one showing each of those days?
Correct, and Sunday is a matinee, and it's at 2 o'clock, and the evening performances are at 8.
Okay. Do they still have a dinner with that, or have they done
They
away with that?
It's associated with the first Friday one and the Sunday one.
Okay.
But you can always call the office and get more information.
Nice. And how do you get tickets?
So you can either call the Lebanon Theatre Company, or you can go to our website at ltcplays.org and just order them there.
Wow.
.com, sorry. And you can also choose your seat online.
Oh, nice.
So that's really nice. Yeah.
How many seats are there in the theater?
I think what do we seat? Like 120? Yeah, that sounds about right to me. Yeah.
So is this your first time back since they've owned the theater? Are there changes? Have they made some positive changes?
Yeah, so
now it's our place. We can
really
move walls, do things.
Yeah, so there haven't been any walls moved yet. That's a little crazy, but we have painted the walls and opened up the lobby as far as getting rid of some of that extraneous furniture. So it's very open and inviting, and we have lots of things on the horizon that we want to do to the space, but they'll come.
So it sounds like you'll be producing some other stuff down the road, hopefully.
I hope so. Yeah, I enjoy being there.
Yeah. And how much are the tickets?
So they're $20. Okay. And you can, again, get them online or get them by phone.
$20 for a live show. Okay.
And it's a fun night of entertainment. It's really fun.
Super fun.
My goodness. Did I miss anything? Anything else you want to share with the folks out there?
No, I just, we really hope that everyone wants to come out and enjoy their night with us. And, we just love showing off local talent. So come and support local business and local talent.
Yeah, musical comedy murders of 90. You're not going to give us any clues as to who done it?
I can't tell you. You're going to have to come figure that out yourself.
Okay, well, come on down, figure it out, have a great time of entertainment, and enjoy the show. We'll be back in a minute with the community calendar right after this break.
Hey, let's check out this park. Oh, wow, that's really cool.
To find a great local park or forest near you, go to discovertheforest.org.
Disaster tips from the objects left behind.
My home wasn't insured, but you can check your insurance policy now to make sure you're covered. Oh.
My savings are lost, but you can put money aside and plan for unexpected disaster costs.
We're lost forever, but you can scan important documents now so they survive.
Whoa. For more tips on how to prepare, visit ready.gov.
Did you hear about the pony with a sore throat? He was a little horse. Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why couldn't the why was the basketball court all wet? Why? Because the players kept dribbling all over it. Where the cats going? vacation. New York.
Sure, I look cute now, but when my owner lost his job, it was rough. I was living on the street, and one night, me and this Cocker Spaniel got into it so bad, I wound up looking like an ice cream cone. I cried a little bit, but thankfully I got rescued, so I'm running, I'm jumping, all back to my old self, and I'm ready to give unconditional love, even if you put a lampshade on my head.
You made her college years possible, opening that education savings account when she was little, spearheading campus tours, and deciphering financial aid. If you can ace planning for college, you can do it for retirement. Get on track with tips at aceyourretirement.org.
Now it's time for the community calendar. The Warren County Senior Citizens Club will meet for their monthly free potluck lunch on Monday, March 2nd at noon at the Lebanon American Legion Hall at 620 North Broadway across from the Warren County Fairgrounds. Just bring a side dish or dessert to enjoy an afternoon of fun with old friends and new acquaintances. There will be a short business meeting after lunch, followed by games and prizes. Don't forget to attend Let's Lebanon, a community fair on Saturday, March 7th at Lebanon High School from 8:30 to 1 p.m. You can meet with many businesses who serve our community and have a chance to win door prizes, enjoy entertainment from Lebanon City Schools, and pick up a few free office products from the business. The Lebanon Rotary Club's Pancake Breakfast will also be happening that day starting at 7:30 a.m. Enjoy pancakes, sausage, and coffee with your friends and neighbors while supporting the many charitable missions of the Lebanon Rotary. On Saturday, March 14th, Casey Burdick, Lebanon's Recreation and Natural Resource Coordinator, will lead a hike at Miller Ecological Park starting at 10 a.m. Now you'll have a chance to finally honor your New Year's resolution to get outside and get more exercise. That hike will take in the 1 mile loop and possibly the Cedar and Prairie loops as well. Along the way, Casey will offer tips on the park, nature, and how to enjoy the outdoors in the winter. The hike is free and open to the public. Just meet the group in a parking lot at 10 a.m. Saturday, March 14th, is also the first Girls' Night Out of 2020. Grab your sisters, your girlfriends, your co-workers, and head downtown for an evening of bargain shopping, great food and drinks. Meet at 4:30 at the gazebo next to the Golden Land to buy your VIP bag full of coupons and other bargains that get the evening started. For more information, go online to mainstreetlebanon.com. Well, that's our show for this week. We'll be back live on March 3rd with a preview of Girls' Night Out and La Comedia Dinner Theater's production of Nonsense. We'll also talk about Lebanon Youth Baseball and how to get your child signed up to play this spring. We'll see you then.